Interview with Dr. Manisha Desai, Assistant General Patent Counsel at Eli Lilly and Company. She will talk to us about biodiversity, human health, and pharma. Manisha, what is biodiversity and how is it linked to human health?
Biodiversity is the glue that connects ecosystems, genetic and cultural diversity with each other and with all species that are around us. So you can think of biodiverse ecosystems as similar to this sweater. You can pull on a loose thread in the sweater and it may only affect that thread, or it may cause the entire sweater to unravel. The natural functioning of a biodiverse ecosystem is essential for our human health, well-being, and in fact our very survival. There is no doubt that for companies involved in research and development, manufacturing, or the production of any goods, including foods, textiles, and other products, they must rely on biodiverse ecosystems for their natural resources. For the industry in which I work, the pharmaceutical industry, a case in point is the recent Ebola outbreak. We have seen that Ebola has devastated the communities in which the outbreak occurred. It represents a significant threat to humans and to the biodiversity in which the outbreak occurred. The cause for the spillover effect that allowed the virus to infect humans is not yet clearly understood, but we can connect the dots and we see that there is a clear link to nature. The solution for this disease may also be found in nature, but it will not occur without a significant push from human ingenuity.
So what is the Convention on Biological Diversity and the Nagoya Protocol?
The Convention on Biological Diversity was inspired by the world community's growing recognition that we needed to ensure a commitment to sustainable development. It represents a very important step towards the conservation of biological diversity, the sustainable use of its components, and the fair and equitable sharing of benefits arising from access to genetic resources. The intent of the Nagoya Protocol is to conserve and sustain genetic resources that are unique to particular communities, countries, or geographic regions.
Tell us about the impact of the Nagoya Protocol on pharma.
Ensuring that the pharmaceutical industry has appropriate access to biological materials is going to be essential for the continued development of new medicines and vaccines. Today we see that some countries and regions interpret the Nagoya Protocol to include within its scope not only genetic resources arising from flora and fauna, but also human pathogens such as influenza viruses. This is nowhere more evident than in the case of access to pathogens, which are essential for time-critical research and development in the middle of an epidemic. To include human pathogens within the scope of Nagoya Protocol's access and benefit sharing system creates the risk of putting an undue regulatory burden on the scientists who are conducting time-critical research and development. New national regulations aimed at implementing the Nagoya Protocol could seriously jeopardize the ability of scientists to create new vaccines and therapies for the treatment of infectious diseases. This could ultimately put public health at further risk, especially if these new regulations make it difficult for scientists to conduct research immediately when an epidemic first threatens. As countries begin implementing the Nagoya Protocol, we must all keep in mind that crises like the recent Ebola outbreak highlight the critical need for our industry to be part of a constructive, collaborative, global response to the world's health problems.